Israel versus Iran. Warning of global war. The Israel bombing of the Iran embassy in Damascus, Syria, and Iran's recent strike on Israel with a cluster of drones carrying bombs and explosives could lead to a megawar or the third global war. Traditional allies, the US, UK, France, Germany, and Canada, must halt or order Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. We may know the start of this war, but not its end. Both parties in this confrontation can employ WMDs under provocation. Notably, Iran has been studying Israel's body language to prepare for a counterstrike if Israel accidentally drew it into Middle East tensions. The Iranian counteroffensive shook Israel, so it retaliated against Iran's outlying community. The Iranian military establishment downplayed this response. Whether pro-Israel or pro-Palestine, the two nations are drumming up war, which could divide the world globally. The recent increase of relations between these two states has generated concerns, particularly about the complex Middle East geopolitics. Iranian assistance for Hamas, which controls sections of the Gaza Strip, contributes to these tensions. These events have heightened regional bilateral tensions due to this support. The recent increase of tensions between these two states has sparked global concerns, particularly over the complex Middle East geopolitics. For decades, Hamas, a terrorist organization, has influenced the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The group's ideas and tactics have repeatedly led to violent conflicts with Israel, resulting in casualties and destruction. Hamas has state and non-state sponsorship, including from Iran. Tehran backs Hamas for ideological and geopolitical reasons. Iran, a Shiite-majority nation, sees itself as a defender of Palestinian rights against Israeli persecution. This ideology underpins Iran's support for Hamas and other Palestinian militants. Iran views Hamas as a useful surrogate for its regional objectives. Iran supports Hamas financially, militarily, and logistically to acquire control in the Palestinian territories and project strength against Israel. This support includes weaponry, terrorist training, and financial aid to Hamas. Iranian assistance for Hamas affects more than Israel-Palestine. Hamas, backed by Iran, has caused regional instability and increased tensions between Iran, Israel, and other regional powers. Israel has responded to Gazan rocket launches with retaliatory strikes, worsening the cycle of bloodshed. However, Hamas-controlled Gaza's reputation as a terrorist refuge complicates matters. Hamas claims to be a resistance movement against occupation, yet its activities and alliances mark it as a terrorist organization. Most notably Israel and its US-led allies. This perception affects how other nations, particularly Israel, view Hamas and its patrons. Other nations, except Israel and its allies, perceive Hamas as a freedom fighter group fighting for its oppressed people. Given this dynamic, Iranian assistance for Hamas is essential to regional tensions rising. As long as Iran supports Hamas and other violent groups, Middle East peace is unlikely. The current situation is precarious, and peace in the region is unlikely as long as Israel refuses to recognize Palestine's right to independence and modern state interests. Addressing the core causes of this support and developing constructive ways for communication and resolution are essential to reducing tensions and promoting regional peace. Israel must stop the war of annihilation in Gaza and have the courage to address Palestinian grievances like economic inequality, political disenfranchisement, and a lack of basic services to resolve these long-standing tensions in the Middle East. This will weaken radical ideology and violence. Palestine needs education, infrastructure, and economic development for long-term stability. An independent Palestinian state alongside Israel on pre-1967 lines has long been regarded a feasible solution.